Hello, welcome to Nate's Take. Today we're going to talk about how to become a life coach. I work with the most amazing people who've had amazing life experiences, and often from a marketing perspective, I get asked, how can I become a life coach? And I've got 4 steps that I'm going to share with you in this video today that will ensure that you'll be able to build a big career as a life coach if that's what you're intending to do. So, the number one thing, the first thing that I'm going to tell you is you are already a life coach. Now, here's what I mean. You've had some amazing experiences. You've learned from them. You've grown. You've become a better person. You've gained wisdom in that thing, right? There are other people out there throughout our entire world that are now experiencing some of the same challenges and trials and obstacles that you've experienced. They're going through them and you are an expert. So all you need to do to get to a good place of number one, the realizing that you already are a life coach, is just think about the questions that you know the answers for. What questions are people around the world asking that you have the answers for? That puts you in a really good position to help people in their life. Now we're on to number 2. Number 2 is that you've got to help people for free. Now I'm actually going to teach you how to charge a large amount of money for your services, for your coaching. So what do I mean by help people for free? Well, I'm talking about YouTube, all right? YouTube is an amazing platform where people go and they're searching, they're asking questions, they're wanting advice, and you can create videos and answer those people's questions, positioning yourself as the expert and build a very large following. Okay, so here's what will happen. You're a life coach. People do a search on YouTube and they come and they find you. They see you as an expert. They see you as somebody who can help them, and they reach out to you, and then you can then offer your services to them. Now, if you're not familiar with how amazing YouTube is as a marketing tool, let me just show you a quick example of one of my favorite YouTube channels. All right, this channel is Veritasium. The owner, his name is Derek Mueller, and he teaches science, all right? I love using this channel as an example because all of his videos are educational. Now, look at the volume on these videos. 1.1 million views, 28 million views, 1.5 million views, 1.2. The one with 28 million there, that one went viral. All these other ones that are getting, the average is about 1.2 million views for all of his videos. Imagine if you created a video that answered a question like we're talking about, and it was watched by 1.2 million people who've never heard of you before, but now all of a sudden you're positioned as an expert in front of these people. In the case of Derek here, it's taken him a while to get to this point, right? He's got over 3 million subscribers, but all he does is every couple of weeks he puts out a new video. And the videos are well done, but he gets an average of 1.2 million views on each video. What would you do with that? Okay, now let me show you an example in a different way. Okay, we're going to come to Google and we're going to type in a 9-word phrase, how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics. There it is. All right, pay attention to this listing right here. The website says liveyourlifenaturally.com. That's my client's website, and this is my client Doreen right here. So 2 years ago, almost 2.5 years ago actually, Doreen and I were having a conversation, and she told me that she had a good remedy for a sore throat. Before filming a video, I did some keyword research, and I found the phrase, how to get rid of strep throat without antibiotics, and I said, that should be the title of your video. Write a script around that title, and then we'll film the video. So she did. We filmed that video. We put it on YouTube. You'll see the date right here, October 1st, 2013. We then created a page on her website that featured this video, and that's what you see right here. So she's got this video ranked on the front page of Google in 2 different spots. You know, on this screen it's position 3 and position 5. Now, let me show you what happened with that video. We'll just pause that, and we'll come down here to statistics. We see this amazing green line. Now at the time, Doreen had a very, very small following. I mean, it was in the 2 digits, right? A small email list and a small amount of friends on Facebook. So when we went to publish this video, she didn't have a whole lot of people to share it with. And you'll see that reflected in the numbers. The line is pretty much flat over here. We launched this October 1st, 2013. And through October, November, December, and I think I even shared this on my Facebook page. But in the first few months, it only got a couple hundred views. But then something happened in January. You see on this graph here, this line, there's a pivot point in January. And from then on, this video has just had consistent growth. It just keeps going up and up and up, and it's had that growth now for a couple of years to where now we're over 60,000. Now, what happened in January that caused it to take off like that? Well, we had a unique strategy that would allow us to get ranked on the front page of Google, like I showed you. Here we've got 61,000 people who've never heard of Doreen before. They have this question, this issue that they're dealing with. They go into Google and YouTube and they do the search, and now they find Doreen. And Doreen is now their hero. She's the expert who's teaching them this principle, right? Or this solution. And they've opted into her list. They've subscribed. They've commented on the video. And so this is what I'm encouraging you to do. And so when I say help people for free, definitely use YouTube, help people for free, show people what you're good at, and you'll begin to build a following, and people will start approaching you and wanting to hire you as their life coach. All right, if you're watching this far, you made it to number 3. We're going to get into some meat here, all right? When you're trying to decide how much to charge for your life coaching, you do not want to trade your time for money. Time for money is going to get you bogged down. You're not going to enjoy your life very much, and you're not going to remain a life coach very long, and you're not going to help very many people, all right? What you want to do instead of trading your time for money is create a package, and that package, the focus of that package is to get an end result. So what you're doing is you're selling somebody the end result, and you're going to help them over a period of time get that end result. And that's what you charge people for. You put together all the steps that you're going to help them. There might be 4 different phone calls, and you're on the phone for 60 minutes each time. So that's 4 hours. Okay, that's a big commitment, right? But that's 4 hours of time. If you're going to charge somebody $100 an hour, you'd only charge $400 for that. And I'm saying don't do that. Don't just trade time for money. People may not, if they look at it that way, people may not want to pay $400 for 4 hours. But if they have an end result, they'll be willing to pay way more than that, okay? So let's say that's 1 phone call a week for a month. I'm just making up a package here, but you've got a month-long package. You're going to talk to them on the phone 4 times. But in the meantime, you're going to assign them some specific tasks, things to think about, things to do, and you're going to hold them accountable through email, you might have some assistants, some staff that follows up with them. You might have some videos that they watch and some training that they go through in the meantime, and then you'll follow up with them in the call. You'll have different ways of holding them accountable, and you just create a system that they go through so that at the end of these 4 weeks, they will achieve such and such a result. And so to price your package, what is that end result worth? It's probably worth well more than $400. It's probably $4,000 or even more than that. So you could easily take a package like that, sell it for $4,000 or whatever price point that is, and people will pay you for that. And you'll be confident in knowing, hey, I know this will work. I've been down this path. I know how to help them get this result. And yet you'll love doing what you're doing because money is just a currency to exchange value. And when you can give such high value and help people get such great results, and they're giving you such high value monetarily in return, it's a win-win situation and you feel great about it. You're helping them and they're really helping you. Okay, let's just summarize what we talked about here in step 3. You want to create a valuable course or package or offering that focuses on the end result that your clients are going to experience. And the key is to make it really, really efficient for you and your time. All right, I'm going to share number 4. This will actually be a really quick one, but then I'm going to share with you a gem afterwards. Number 4 is to charge what you're worth. We kind of covered that a little bit in step 3, but think about the experience that you had that's brought you to this point. How much is that experience worth? That's what you're selling, and the end result, as we talked about, is worth how much. So don't be afraid to charge what you're worth, and also don't be afraid to turn away people who aren't willing to make that amount of commitment, because really when people make a larger financial commitment, they're expecting more value in return. So that principle I mentioned earlier of money being an exchange of value, if somebody was only paying $400, they would only expect to receive about $400 worth of value. But if the end result you're giving them is a $4,000 value, you need to charge them $4,000 for that in order for them to get that end result. That's just how it works. It's an exchange of value. All right, now I'm going to teach you a bonus, and this is how to make your videos extra engaging and extra compelling, but really extra helpful. We talk about how you really want to help people with these YouTube videos. Here's the principle, and then I'll show you an example. In the beginning of the video, bring up a misconception or a misunderstanding that people have about what you're going to teach. So you bring up the misconception first, and then follow it by your teaching or your training or your advice, and people will retain it, they'll actually understand it, and they'll remember what you taught them. So here's a video that I helped my friend Chris Crone create where we use this principle.
If someone wanted to buy a property or invest in real estate but they had bad credit, do you think it's still possible that they could get a loan and still buy a property?
If they have bad credit, no.
Do you think you even could? Is it even possible?
It's tough.
All right, let's jump into the meat and potatoes on this subject. First thing I want to do is I want to give you 3 different strategies. Here's the first one. You got to work with a...
All right, so you see what we did there? We had him talking to a couple people on the street who brought up the misconception about the topic, like, no, that doesn't seem possible. And then he goes in to teach, actually it is possible, and here's what you need to do. Hope you enjoyed this video today. If you're the type of person that's watched this far, you're the exact person that I want to subscribe to this YouTube channel. So hit that button and we'll see you in the next video.